I'm an
I'm an island boy. I'm an island boy.
No.
What is
We're
it?
not
Oh, we don't want to give
shit.
them no clout.
They some bullshit.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking in with us. Lure Mo Podcast. I was about to say Real Talk with Mo.
Yeah.
Real Talk with Mo, Lure Mo Podcast.
Pump
We
it up.
here.
All right.
You know what I mean? I'm pumping that. CB Lifestyle and Apparel. Don't go to the website and don't like, subscribe, and share. We're going to try some
Just
new
don't do it, dude.
reverse psychology
Just
on
don't
y'all.
do it.
Don't do it.
Just
It's bad for your
We're
health.
for you.
You know why? Because you're a wussy. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why you're not gonna go do it.
Don't do it.
Because
Fine.
you suck.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Reverse psychology now.
This is just, you know what you can
Try
do?
this for the next
You could just
episode.
listen to it and specifically just for you.
Yeah,
not for
you
the
can't
world.
handle it. That's why you don't click on it.
Yeah, you're like, you know what, man? I don't want
You're a
it.
pansy. You can't handle it. Don't
you
click
know
it. Don't click on it because you're not cool
Don't even hit
enough.
the subscribe. Don't hit it. I see you want to hit the
You
subscribe.
are
Don't
not,
hit it.
You're not cool enough. So stop.
So cut it out.
Stop it. Stop. Don't. Stop. All right.
Batman. The
Review.
Batman, I mean. The movie. So this is
What Batman is this though?
So this is Batman 3 years into...
No. I'm saying what number?
What number?
How many Batmans have we had already? Origin story Batman.
Oh, origin story
Like
Batman?
the first
One,
Batman.
two...
Michael Keaton.
And not including the cartoons?
Not including cartoon
Just movies. So, Michael Keaton, then we had Christian Bale, and now we got this one.
So these are the 3 origin story Batmans.
Yeah. And one's called Batman, the other one's called Batman, and the other one's called Batman.
Real creative.
They're really getting really creative. You know what I'm saying? They could have been like Batman. Really not that good at being
The
Batman.
origin story.
Yeah, Batman. But he sparkles in the light because it's played by a guy
Who
who's
used to be a vampire.
freaking vampire.
He still is. He could be still a vampire.
I'm not saying that he was okay, so let's get into the review.
Alright, go ahead.
So, I'm a huge Batman fan. Huge comic book fan.
not
We
into
both are.
Batman.
But I'm
a huge comic
more
book
into
fan.
DC. Like, I'm
more
very
of a
into
Marvel
DC,
guy.
Batman, Superman,
Yeah.
all that shit. There's only a couple guys in
I
there.
started to get into DC later.
Yeah.
I like when it gets kind of deep into like
They're very dark when they tell their story. So Batman,
DC zombies. Was that what it? Zombies?
yeah,
DC
zombies,
zombies was amazing.
Not Deceased. Deceased.
Deceased. That's what I
Deceased.
like. I don't like the Marvel zombies. I like DC. Deceased was amazing. It was great.
Yeah.
Little episode.
So they just
Anyways,
so
Batman.
the thing with Batman, right? Like he's dark, especially like the new telling. So they had the New 52, right? They had the old school Batman back in the day, right? He was very cartoony for cartoon character. Doesn't really work well with movies, right? Pop, bam, bam, ski, Robin.
Holy smokes, Batman!
Holy, what the Robin is going on, right? So you had this guy, right? And then they moved into a little darker tone here or there, and then the new one is super dark. He's very detective.
Theory, right?
Right, not yet. That's the other episode.
Sorry.
So
Sorry.
he's very dark. He's
Conspiracies.
very detective,
sorry,
kind of like figuring things out throughout the city and Gotham and stuff like that. And I think that this movie kind of tried to jump into as hard as they could with more of the detective work, because when we follow the story of Batman and how many stories that we followed so far, he's like,
am I commenting on this or are you just letting you go?
we're both gonna do it.
Okay. Well, the detective part, he sucked at it. But go
He's
ahead.
the worst detective.
Worst detective ever. He never found any clues and never fixed anything. But go ahead. This is my problem with the movie. I'm gonna give you my problem with the movie while you explain it.
So this dude is
he was
the worst detective ever. He's just looking around like, I think he means. Like, he can't solve any riddles.
Solve no riddles.
So by the way, spoiler alert, one of the bad guys is the
if you haven't seen the movie, just wait for it to come on Netflix and we'll tell you the movie anyways, because you already are
because
way past.
golly,
It's gonna get out of the movie by the time you go watch it.
I'm not gonna go into this crazy spoilers.
I'm going into all this. Spoiler alert. That's what we'll put on the movie.
Spoiler alert.
We're gonna tell the whole movie.
Batman sucks.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so and people are calling this thing like a masterpiece.
Some people are, some people aren't.
Now
Go ahead.
they do
Spoil.
have a Nirvana song in it that really hooked me. That is a great
Damn, they got you with
Nirvana
a song.
So I was like, oh, they get it. And then they have the dark black and red, which is more from Batman Beyond, which is another the future Batman kind of thing. So that black and red also got me, and the car got me too.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I got to see this, right? So and then it looked like his bat.
The car looked like a damn. The car looked like
he don't got no money.
Yeah, the car
Where's
looked
your
like
money
I'm
at?
like, bro, you're Batman. You're
Come
a
on,
billionaire.
bro. But this is the thing. It's showing you Batman before he became the Batman.
He was a billionaire before he became the Batman.
But he
owns an estate.
He just had
butler.
so he's only 3 years as a Batman, and he just got back into it. So he's very depressed. He's very depressed. He's very mopey. He's very skinny.
Sad.
He's
very pale.
Yeah, very pasty. Right. He's got Catwoman's hot.
He was never a playboy. Wasn't even a playboy then.
No, well, he just has a lot of money.
Wasn't he a playboy? Like Batman the Playboy?
He's supposed to still be a playboy right now.
But
they changed it, and now he's not really like, he's just very depressed. He wears makeup a lot. He wears a lot of makeup a lot.
He just throws all the stuff off the floor so
and
he can
plus,
draw
by the way,
on the
this
floor.
is a 3-hour movie.
What the fuck? You're Batman, bro.
This is a 3-hour
Build
movie.
the LCD on your screen and be able to touch the buttons on it and then
he's just
eject out of your seat.
Yeah, he's in like his basement or something.
He just threw all the things on the table. It's like, I just threw all the things on the table and I'm going to draw on my floor.
He doesn't know how to type well. I don't know what's happening. So he's not like the genius yet. But and he's trying all this out for the first time kind of thing. Which is interesting. Now, I used to watch a cartoon show called The Batman, and it was kind of a similar concept. He had just become Batman, but that he was growing into, like, he's not the Batman that you're going to see in the Justice League yet. He's not the Batman that runs like Batman Inc. and runs all the Robins and all that, and Batwoman and Batgirl and all that shit. He's not even close to Batman Inc. yet. He's more Batman. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I kind of I'm going to see if this works.
Can't fly.
So I do like the element of him like messing up and falling down. It does add a creative aspect to Batman that we haven't seen before, but it gets annoying because it's not the Batman I want to see. I don't want to see this dude just not be. Right away he gets shot. He gets shot right in the head.
Yeah, he could have got killed.
He almost got killed.
Yeah, he could have got killed. Luckily, Catwoman, who's actually a better fighter than him.
And he's like, oh.
Catwoman is a better fighter than him. Yeah. Catwoman has like karate skills.
One part I do like about the film is that what I've always understood about Batman, especially in the comic books, if you're a comic book reader, is he's scary. They are afraid of him. He comes out of the darkness. You don't know where he is.
He does some of that sometimes.
Yeah, he's very intimidating. Yeah. So I did like
that. But he just walks into bullets.
Yeah, dude.
Just shoot him in the face.
Shoot him right in the chin.
Shoot him in the jaw.
I don't know why nobody shoots him.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't have anything on his leg. Shoot him in the
dick.
They shoot him right in the chest.
Shoot him right. Yeah, you shoot him right where you know he's probably bulletproof. Right there.
He's kind of.
You don't even shoot anybody in the face. Shoot him in the hand. One time.
Like even then, he was scary, but he didn't.
I did like
through bullets.
That concept of like him trying to be scary. And then as for the Riddler
was good. I think. Now I think about it. I think he was probably the best part
of the whole. I think him and the Penguin were the best part because that's Colin Farrell underneath the mask.
No, I get that, but I'm saying his role wasn't as dominant, as penguin-y as you would.
Well, because he's like still like a person. He's still like a politician.
I'm trying to wonder who, if you never watched Batman before, you watched it.
Hey, if you haven't watched Batman before, click off of it.
No, I'm saying if you're like just a random person, like somebody's wife who never watched Batman, then you watch the movie.
You're like, what?
Did you think it was a good movie? Like,
I think you
might have thought it was a good movie.
Because Riddler is a murderer, bro. He's a killer.
Yeah, if you never watched Batman, but if you're a Batman, but I'm saying when you're making these movies, you're making it for the fans. Like I would think you are.
Yeah.
If not, I don't know. You're just trying to get new people to watch it. Yeah. But like.
It's like when you make a Bond movie. You make a James Bond movie for people who love James Bond. So you have to stick to the script on like what a James Bond movie looks like or what it feels like.
Yeah, and Batman just didn't feel bad.
He felt it made
like his car was like a Camaro with like metal plates on it, but somehow it like went through fire and it was just like a regular car. Like Batmobile was like. Even Christian Bale's Batmobile was
badass.
That changes Batmobile. And it was like a military grade,
realistic,
whatever with
like it
missiles.
Changes with these big things. Yeah, missiles, right.
Could go over a bridge. Like
that's
cool.
Like rolling in that car, it's gonna be scary. I did like whenever he revved when he did rev the car up and it went like boom, like that sound and the flame came out the back.
And then the motorcycle, cool.
It's just the beginning.
Then he tried to fly and he
messed up bad.
Hit the ground and rolled.
But I do like stuff like that a little bit because he just hurt himself because he's trying to figure it out. Right? Like think about it. Like think about. So when you shoot, just Batman in general, when you shoot your little batarang thing, right? Mm-hmm. You hoping you gotta be just hoping it's gonna hit something.
Not if you Batman.
Hang on.
You know it's hitting. Right? Batman, you know why? Because the camera's up there already looking where it's going to go into the wall.
Yeah. Right? That's why it's going.
So if I shoot right here, you see the other camera view is going to show me hitting it and grabbing it, right? And then pulling me up.
And swinging through. Yeah.
This guy would do it, he'd be like, like, oh, I can't hit over that. Like, man, bro, you're Batman, bro.
He's the worst Batman I've ever seen.
It was worse. They made him bad. It was bad that he was just... And Rob, to me, that guy who plays him he's a vampire.
He's a vampire. He's not... Batman,
I don't see him as being like the cool Batman guy. Like Michael Keaton was a cool guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Where's the
Christian
swagger?
Bale was cool. When Christian Bale played the billionaire playboy guy,
he was cool.
He was super cool, right?
Bro, smooth.
He like joked off about it. He was, you know what I mean? He was.
Here's another thing too. This Batman wasn't trying to fit into any society situation. He wasn't trying to fit in at all. He's alone in his place, and it's kind of makes it obvious that he's
like
Batman.
this. He's walking in like this.
He's like, I'm sad.
Walking into the funeral, and it's like, bro, what are you doing, man? You're Batman, bro. People don't know he's Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, he's got to be. Yeah, what's the thing? It bothers me.
How he walked in and people didn't know he was Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, they were like, who's that guy? Like, that's Bruce Wayne.
That's Bruce Wayne.
He just got back.
They were joking like, oh, they don't know who he is. I'm like, bro, that's Bruce Wayne. You don't know that's Bruce Wayne?
Bruce Wayne needs to be out more.
You would think that his dad ran the city.
Where is Bruce Wayne's bitches, bro?
He ain't got no bitches. Because they in the dungeon. They can't be. He don't have the lights on.
He need to get out.
He ain't even pay FP&L. He don't got no lights. You got candles still. How you got candles still and you a billionaire?
Come on, bruh. Get your shit together. So let's just paint this picture. Maybe this. I mean, conspiracy, I guess. But let's think about it. He had to.
What conspiracy is?
The parents die. He gets taken by the karate guys and the ninjas and shit. They teach him all the ninjutsu in the world.
And he sucked at ninjutsu.
All of the ninja, all the fighting skills, right?
Good at fighting.
And then you go from there to detective work. So I have to train him how to be a gangster ass detective, right? Because
at least let him solve one time though.
Yeah, just get it right once.
Come on, he didn't get it right one time.
No.
When he was trying to figure out who the Riddler was the whole show.
You farted.
He was trying to figure out who the Riddler was the whole movie. He still at the end didn't figure it out.
He walked up and he was like,
you know who figured it out? Let me tell you who figured it out. The police.
Spoiler alert. The police figured it out.
The police were there before he was there. And it's like, how? You're Batman.
And I'll tell you something about Batman, right? It's always it's Batman and then the feds or the federal agents trying to capture Batman, right?
They were cool with him now.
They were trying to figure it out, right? And
he's walking through them like this. The police officers
invite him.
Bro, there's one point where he gets shot, right? When people get shot, the ambulance is supposed to take off your mask, get you comfortable, right?
Why? He's Batman.
Bandage you up and shit. He gets shot.
They just bring him to the table.
They bring him all the way to the precinct.
Bring him to the table.
Put him on the table. He still has all his suit on. And then now we changed the view. Now
there's hundreds of police in this.
Yeah, hundreds of people. There's got to be so much COVID in there, right? So much COVID.
No social distancing at all.
Then they want to rip his mask off, right? Then they're like, oh, let's see who he is. You should have seen who he was back when he first got shot.
Remember when he was knocked out? You could have took his mask off, peeked and put it back and pretended.
And then he gets up and he's pushing everybody around,
and
fighting
he gets
everybody.
out of it too. You're like,
he gets out of it, like. Bro, that's not Batman.
That's not
Batman doesn't interact with the police.
No. And if he does, he's running away from them.
Yeah, but he gets away.
He talks to the commissioner.
Like when he was Batman and Christian Bale, like he was running and they were like, "Oh, we got him. He's trapped." And he jumped in the back,
ready to go.
That thing jumped over the top of the cars, went up. Matter of fact, it went up the side of a wall.
Yeah, bro.
That's right. Jumped off over houses. I mean, over buildings, man. That's Batman.
That's Batman shit.
Now
he has gadgets and gizmos out of
come on, bro.
Where's his utility belt?
He has none.
I didn't even see a utility belt.
He just had a regular belt on, a regular Ferragamo belt on.
Ferragamo belt.
It's like,
at least it could have been Louis Vuitton. He's rich.
Yeah, he's rich. He can't even do that. You a billionaire.
I hate you, Batman. You fucked up.
Well, hopefully, I know that spoiler alert.
Maybe you could watch it. It might be.
I think the Riddler was a good one. Yeah. I think the whole.
There's parts of
the story is good. Like I said, if you're somebody who never watched Batman before,
you might
enjoy the movie because you might think it's like, oh, this is pretty cool. It
has like a lot of Christian Bale or Ben Affleck.
Like I was watching it with my son's little friend, and he's like, as soon as Batman tried to use the wings, you know the wings that people do when they go through the mountains.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're called.
They're like it's like a
bat thing where you like let it, and then he tried to do that, and he's flying away, and he's dodging. He's dodging. He's like dodging. He's like, oh, he almost hit a bus, and then he finally hits it and rolls on the ground, tears it up, hurts his knees. He's like,
and then Coco's like,
and then Coco's my son's friend is like, he's the worst Batman ever. And this kid is like 10. He's like, he's the worst Batman.
He don't even know Batman.
Because he's getting shot, he's falling, he's tripping. He's like, I'm like, bro.
I was going to buy my kid a Batman toy, and I like this. I'm going to go buy her Jurassic Park toy.
At the end,
I can't even buy the merch.
In the end, I'm going to tell you the movie. It's spoiler anyway. At the end, when all the bombs go off, right?
Yeah.
He didn't even know the bombs were going to go off.
Like, what's going on?
Boom, boom, boom. The place floods, and then he starts talking like, well, you know, that's why I'm here in the city. He's doing like a narrative.
Yeah. And then
Riddler's meeting up with Two-Face. It's like,
what?
Oh my god!
Come on, bro.
You suck, Batman.
You suck. I don't like you, bro. You need to bring back.
Whoever made that story needs to be fired. That's what needs to be fired.
You need to figure out your life, bro.
Make Batman cool. Nobody want to see that shit.
Make Batman cool again.
That's what's gonna be the hashtag. Make Batman cool again.
Because
another thing,
even Bruce Wayne is cool.
He is cool,
but he ain't cool.
But another thing with DC though is they're going down this dark path.
Be careful when you talk about DC.
I'm just saying, but they're going down this dark path. Marvel doesn't have a dark path.
Yeah, they do, bro.
No, they don't.
Dude,
the Avengers were
Logan is dark.
But that's not Marvel. That was Fox.
No, bro, that's Marvel. It's a comic book.
No, I'm saying but it was Fox. I get it, but it was Fox. I'm talking about the movie MCU.
Yeah.
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
But it's based off a comic book.
Marvel Cinematic Universe movies: Avengers, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange.
Hold on a second. You're wrong already. I can't do this with you.
What?
You're wrong. It's dark.
There's no darkness in there.
There's no darkness in Marvel.
In the MCU.
In the MCU, there's no darkness.
You know what the MCU is?
Yeah.
Marvel Cinematic Universe, the movies.
Yeah, the movies. So you're telling me there's no darkness?
No, Deadpool is not even dark. It's funny.
So you're telling me there's no dark?
No, tell me who it is. And Deadpool is actually Fox.
So when they at the very last movie, when they're going to finally attack Thanos, nobody died?
Yeah, there's no blood and guts. You talking about dark? I'm talking about darkness where you
there's
have
no blood and guts in Batman either.
I know, but I'm saying, but then you have like other DC, even in the comics, they're getting into like gory and guts and shit, and they're trying to do the dark shit.
They are.
Right, Gotham is dark as shit.
The Spawn
there's no Marvel show that's like Gotham. Where?
Don't make me bring all this.
What city? Even Daredevil wasn't like Daredevil was good.
His blood is good. By the way, Daredevil, the actual, I don't know if you've ever seen it yet. You've seen the show?
Daredevil, yeah.
It's one of the best shows. Remember we were talking about, we did an earlier thing about action movies and shit like that? Yeah. That's one of the best martial arts action movies I've ever seen.
But even Daredevil wasn't as dark as Batman. See it yet?
Watch it.
As dark as Batman was, right? The whole like...
It was still dark.
It was dark, but it was like real life. Yeah, I get it. I'm talking about, but as far as the movies that went blockbuster, Shang-Chi, right? Dark. These movies are like lighthearted and they're funny. They're like funny, like lighthearted.
Except for Thanos. Thanos was not. Thanos was.
But he was.
He killed half of the. No,
but you're
planet.
Talking about just that's
pretty dark, bro.
No, that's not dark. Then we confused it. What? So then what is Batman then? If it's not dark, what is it?
Batman is depressing.
All right, so Marvel. Let me use your words then. Marvel is not as depressing as Batman. Okay. All right, sense, yeah. As DC is trying to go down this depressing path. Right? Yeah. They're not depressing. Like even the Avengers had lighthearted, like Hulk laughing or some stupid shit.
Just joking,
right?
Like a lot of stuff.
The like Ant-Man. Like Ant-Man is funny.
You can take Thor and you can make it a super.
Thor is hilarious.
Right, but it's hilarious and it works very well.
Yeah, he's through the whole movie. He's making jokes.
Even when they're going after Thanos in the last two movies, it's kind of there's funny humor.
They're joking about it.
But there's very serious humor in it whenever
people died when he slipped the fingers, but even the deaths were like they just
when Spider-Man's like
saying they went in sad. That was sad.
Oh, here's another thing too.
I'm not talking about sad.
By the way, Spider-Man had just come out with their movie, right? Just like last month, and then Batman comes out, right? And I was excited for both. Spider-Man was a way better movie. Way better.
But that's what I'm saying.
It touches on humor. It touches on darkness. It touches on everything, right? But it's still just the way they made the movie.
Like even when they're going after Spider-Man, right? When they find out that he is Peter Parker, or whatever. Yeah. Even that part is not like dark.
Yeah, it's not like
right. It's not like, oh my God, there goes Spider-Man, shoot him, kill. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you got to think about you're telling a different story. You can't be the same. That's the reason why I like DC because and there's certain characters in the Marvel universe.
But you can make Batman.
But in order to tell a story, you have to be able to tell a story differently than you tell a Superman story. I can't tell the same story with Superman as I can with Batman. It's a completely different universe. No,
you can make Superman dark.
You can, of course, and I like him actually better when he's dark. To be honest with you.
When they started to when they redid him and they did him.
But I'm just saying, there's different ways to tell a story. There is a light part of Batman. Lighthearted Batman was bam, boom, right? That was old school.
Yeah.
Right? And then they changed it to darkness. And they're like, well, let's
Michael Keaton wasn't
try to tell a dark story here. Yeah. Where we shoot people and kill them in the face.
I just don't think it works for you guys. But you can listen to him and keep having these Batman movies.
Just read some comics. Read some comics first.
Like Deceased is a good movie. They should make that a movie. That was a really good Deceased would have been a great movie. And that would be like a zombie movie.
You gotta read more comics in DC, bro.
I don't like DC. Because I don't like the villains sometimes, like especially I don't like Batman villains.
I'll tell you,
Batman's villains are like humans.
I was thinking about the Spider-Man and Batman. How many Spider-Mans have they had?
Shit,
like 20.
Nah,
how many Batmans have they had? And
they're about 4 or 5
and
Spider-Man.
how many?
I don't want them to keep making. I don't want them to keep.
No, let me
doing
tell you why they do
originals.
it. Think about
because he's the most highest selling.
Yeah, but think about
Spider-Man and Batman. Are probably
think about the villains. You know how many villains you know of Batman?
I don't like Spider-Man's villains either.
No, let me just tell you how many villains do you just off the top of your head.
Mr. Freeze, Joker, Scarecrow, Bane, Riddler,
Penguin, you just seen
the one that Al Ghul.
Right. Now let's go back to Spider-Man. How many villains can you name?
He has the Shocker.
Right.
He has Sandman. He has Doc Ock. He has Electro. He has. He's probably got into it with everybody in New York. Can't even think of my. If you show me the villains, I could point them.
How many villains did the Hulk have? That you can think of the top of your head off the MCU.
They had to be like real.
What's the name?
Like Wendigo. Yeah, but he got in with everybody because Hulk was like a
I'm not saying that Hulk.
Guy.
Now Hulk's one of my favorite characters of all time.
Was
I like him more than I like Spider-Man or Batman.
Like Wolverine didn't have a lot of.
Right. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The reason why they keep doing this, I was thinking about the other day. They keep doing Spider-Man and Batman is because what you just did.
Yeah, but
they can make movies off of it.
There's so many other. It's like why they make Shang-Chi.
You know the bad guys. Hey, bro. That's the new MCU shit.
I've never watched a Shang-Chi comic book ever. Right? I have one. I've never went and bought another one.
Well, if you notice, DC doesn't really jump into characters that nobody knows because DC only knows that you know who Green Lantern is. They know that you know who Superman is.
No, and I know. But those are their main characters. Well, because they're not even their little. But even their outer characters aren't popular.
Right. Well, they make a Black Widow movie.
Because she's part of the Avengers.
But she wasn't popular in the comics, but she's popular in the MCU. Why not make it?
Because they can make them just like Captain America. I'm not a Captain America fan.
I was a Captain America fan.
I don't like people.
He's one of the first comic book heroes ever. Because they used to make comics for war.
But I don't like because he's not superpowered, so he don't really have no like real.
Yeah, he's a martial arts.
He don't fly. He
GSPs and shit. He just GSPs.
So he's not even popular to me. But what I'm saying is,
it's good movies though. I like them.
Captain America, but the movies were great. Yeah. They actually made me like Captain America.
Iron Man.
Iron Man is great. Yeah. He's a good actor too. I think if it's not Robert Downey Jr., then Iron Man sucks.
But you can on DC. I'm not saying that there isn't 100 DC characters that I actually like, and I can at least name 20.
Like even Suicide Squad.
There's only a select few that we know.
All right, but who watches Suicide Squad?
And I'll tell you, I think
Nobody.
I don't really like Suicide Squad. I like the cartoons better than I like the actual movie. But what I'm saying is, you're still dealing in Harley Quinn and Batman's bad guys.
Suicide Squad.
Right, and Suicide Squad also allows you into the DC universe, and it's like a back door. You get to learn about new characters that you've never knew before. That's their back door movie.
Why they never put Superman with Darkseid?
They have Peacemaker. Peacemaker just came out recently.
Another character. I have no idea who he is.
But they're trying to that's the way they're backdooring and introducing you to new characters and how they can make money off. But smart.
DC's gonna have problems because DC is not as
as big as Marvel when it comes to
especially
who they made
like they have characters. Some people know who Silver Surfer is. People know who Galactus is. They know who Thanos is.
They know Fantastic Four.
They know Fantastic Four. They know X-Men.
Then they know Wolverine of his own. Deadpool.
They know.
And they're just as popular as. Yeah. They have their own rises.
They know these people.
Iron Man wasn't even that big of a popular character.
He wasn't. I didn't like his.
And then he came out with a movie, one of the most popular characters.
Iron Man again to me was a normal.
Green Lantern has some of the best comic books that has ever existed.
But they only made one.
And they only made one movie.
And it was horrible.
Not good. He doesn't know how to tell the story, bro. But he's one of the most. He has a humongous cult following when it comes to comics. It doesn't translate over well. Yeah, Fantastic Four is one of the best. But they can't show. They can't do it right.
3 times. Now Silver Surfer was okay.
By the way, and Blade.
Blade is another. But see, he wasn't even that popular to me. But
he wasn't popular.
You know what it was? It was. That era was vampire era.
And then they were showing you.
It's like Morbius.
Wesley Snipes.
Morbius looks good.
You put Wesley Snipes in it. It's gonna.
Morbius looks good.
It does look good, yeah. Now he wasn't.
And I'm not a fan of Morbius either. Now, he's not even a good Spider-Man villain.
Yeah, he's a Spider-Man villain.
He's like one in a couple like pages.
But see how they're trying to develop these characters in the back, in a way. That Morbius.
I just think they need to have somebody better choosing him. Like have my son choosing him.
It's true.
Whoever you got in this room
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to
predict
something right now before we end this. They're going to do the same thing to anime. Because they've come up with a couple and they're not good, right? But they're going to do the same thing with anime.
Anime is different though. Anime has cult followings.
Yeah, I know.
Like
have you seen Death Note, the new one?
Yeah, anime is different. Because anime is like, right now they're coming out with a new Bleach anime. And Bleach has been around
for a movie?
since like
they're doing a Bleach movie?
they're just doing episodes again.
Wow.
And this thing has been out since like 2007. And now they're doing the second part. This already was a part of the manga. So the anime is different. Anime has
they're coming
a
after
cult following.
anime is coming next, bro.
They don't need to make any movies. They're not gonna make no live action. The live action movies are
also
stupid.
video games too. When you got God of War, you got Uncharted just recently came out. I don't know how it did in box office, but I'm just saying they have some areas that they can actually pull some of this stuff, MCU type stuff out of.
The whole thing was Batman sucks.
Don't watch it.
Go watch it. Right? Go watch it for yourself.
Don't.
And see how horrible it is.
You. Wait till it comes out on DVD or
like, subscribe, and share, and tell us how shitty it was. Because it was crappy.
Yeah, just agree with us.
No, don't agree with us.
Don't like, subscribe and share, and don't agree with us.
Yeah, don't agree.
Don't do any of it.
Go and watch Batman and love it because it was
the best movie ever.
Ever.
Masterpiece.